Once upon a time in Nigeria, on the 22nd of April, 1985, the National Security Organization arrested a 35-year-old lady named GLORIA Okon at the Aminu Kano International Airport for smuggling substance suspected to be heroin and other kinds of hard drugs. She was about to leave Nigeria for England when she was caught with 56.70 grams of the substance, $301, 60 pounds sterling, 20,000 naira and 19,000 Italian lira. What kind of mission could this be?
GLORIA Okon was said to have been in prison. Subsequently, there was a story that he died in prison. But some moments or months after or years after, GLORIA Okon surfaced in London.
GLORIA Okon was a drug courier. She was one of those ladies, like many of them, women and men that carry drugs from the drug barons to the destination where they want. So she was caught with evidence and she was detained.
It's a cartel. Whoever is caught is not working alone. They got a group, they got a frontier, they got pioneers, they got sponsors.
Did she actually do it? Were drugs found on her? Was she traveling with the drugs abroad? If yes, then she flouted the law.
The news of GLORIA Okon's apprehension flooded both local and international media. Nigerians were eager to know her fate. Decree number 20 of the Buhari military junta declared anyone caught with hard drugs is punishable by death. But on April 28, 1985, 6 days after GLORIA Okon was arrested, she died in a very mysterious and controversial manner while in custody. Could this story be a content for Buhari junta?
You don't just arrest someone and the next minute you hear this person is dead. You know, I think there's a life after life for them. You know, so there are too many things involved. Probably the person in question is not subservient to the powers that be anymore, and they got fed up. So they probably want to take her off the scene and have another person run the show, or they think the person has had too much freedom and satisfaction. So it's another person's turn to be the kid in the block.
The government at that time didn't believe in any human rights. The government at that time didn't think they were infringing on people's lives, not just the rights, but on people's lives. The government at that time didn't care. Yes, there were some reforms that actually took place, but on the longer, on the longer scope, a lot of damage was done.
The then NDLE chairman was Commissioner of Police Fidelis Oyakilome. And there are some stories about that Oyakilome and mixing up with, there's one lady they call Jennifer Madike and all that. She was also suspected to be, you understand, that drug line. Because she was a society lady, we were very rich, but we didn't see what she was producing.
The medical report stated that the cause of her death was food poisoning. It was said that she didn't show any sign of illness when arrested until a day after. A custom officer who kept GLORIA Okon in custody said that on the day she was arrested, she requested for rice and beans, and she was given. And later, she started complaining, then died.
You don't just eat rice now in custody, Abba. What they eat, you go just eat rice, then belle go begin they pain you. Day 1, eat rice. Day 2, eat. Day 3, day 4, day 5. The 6th day, you can't chop the rice. When you chop the rice, you did military detention. When you chop the rice finish, belle they pain me, belle they pain me. They will carry you they will take you to the hospital.
I don't expect that she be dead like that. But of course, if she was working for some very strong, person somewhere, they just won't kill her like that.
Did she truly die? Or was there even a GLORIA Okon? How come? Died just like that.
There were no pictures, to show that she was really she really died. It was just reported in the media.
They actually attempted to kill her, but she escaped. Or they framed her death and get her extincted out of this vicinity, like I said, this entire world, and send her elsewhere. She'll still live her life.
When someone is in detention, that person is in the custody of those who have detained that person. So the life and well-being of that person is in the custody of those people. So you just can't come and say she ate rice and beans and passed on. Who does that? Who says that? In what kind of country?
Before her death, she was interrogated but refused to talk. She only left a very slim clue. She mentioned the name Bassi, but without a second name, which dragged the investigation to a dead end. It was gathered that none of Gloria Okon's relatives showed up to clean her corpse, and that further shed light on the dark part of the saga.
If she had been found guilty, she would have faced the firing squad, first Nigerian lady to face the firing squad. Also, circumstances in which she was arrested, then, not my words, were shrouded in so much secrecy. There were so much accusations, there were counter accusations. And then if she had been brought to court, the thinking as at that time was she was going to expose people. So if she had been given the opportunity to expose people, probably the big men at that time who are or were supposed to be the couriers would have been exposed.
Gloria Okon remains a mystery because we don't know where she was buried, her tombstone or whatever. Don't know. It's a mystery.
You and I can tell from the things we have exchanged so far that there was no case like anybody was there. Anybody could have picked up a corpse from nowhere and be presented. And even during presentation, we don't know anything about it. The family did not confirm anything. That case ended that way.
After Babangida removed Buhari from power, Gani Faweyimi, a prolific Nigerian lawyer, set to revive the investigation of Gloria Okon's case, but ended up crashing in the walls of Aliru Akilu and Kunle Togun, top security agents of General Ibrahim Babangida.
Babangida overthrew Buhari based on the fact that he thought and his group that the country was sliding negatively. I grew up in the Yaba axis of Lagos. You can imagine the Yaba bus stop then was crazy. But when Buhari came, there was this group of soldiers who would come to the bus stop in the morning. If you don't queue up, they will flog the living daylights out of you. Yes, they instilled some form of order, but at what expense? Brutality, a disrespect for human rights, disrespect for law. There was actually no law. It was military rule. Either do it by their way or you face consequences. That was just it.
Babangida was a charismatic man. It was called Maradona because he had always wiggled his way around things, you know. You see, Babangida was such a leader that, can you imagine a military junta addressing himself as president?
In the absence of no conclusion of Gloria Okon's case, several speculations began to spread like wildfire among Nigerians. Some believed that Gloria Okon was working for the First Lady, Mariam Babangida, and she was killed so that the cat wouldn't be let out of the bag. Some people also believed that Gloria Okon's death was faked and the corpse sent to her family was not hers. It was also said that she was living a normal life overseas while portrayed dead in Nigeria. What a smart move. But for how long?
Allegations, rumors that about DELE GIWA seeing Gloria Okon in London. I don't know if any other person saw Gloria Okon. I don't know if she was buried properly. I don't know. You have to see for you to know that if someone that you have to see the corpse. You understand? All these things were reports. There were no pictures, to show that she really died. It was just reported in the media.
The identity of the so-called Gloria Okon, her true identity, up to today, is not determined. Her movement to London, not determined. The death of DELE GIWA, who was responsible, not determined. That is when we talk about closures in an investigation. That is where it comes from. There was no closure and there was no closure.
In June 2009, Professor Tayewimo Ogunade, in an interview with The Nation, said, Gloria Okon is actually Chinyere. That's her real name. That she married Charles Chef Chandler, the fellow who killed Nzogu and was killed a day later. She's a gangster. He said, Chinyere, Mariam, and Princess Atta were young friends who hanged out together. They were all married into the military because the military was a proud and respectable profession.
Every woman wanted to marry a military personnel. Different from these current days now where women marry because of money. The rave then was to marry for protection. That's all you needed, not money. You didn't need a man that will fly you in a private jet. You needed a man that will protect you. If somebody says, hey, lady, come here, and the man says, who are you? That is what was in vogue then. And that was why the young military officers were attracted to the very, very young, pretty ladies of those days.
In arresting her, they probably wanted to get rid of her the pseudo-legal way. But since they could not take her to court because of the feeling that she probably would expose a lot of people, they brought up the idea of eating rice and beans and passing on. Now, the name Chinyere came after the professor said that. But I bet you her name is Gloria Okon. She was not any Chinyere.
It's possible that she was using Gloria Okon for her drug. You know, you can have so many identities, especially way back then when there was no biometrics and all that. People had passports, different passports with different identities. Probably the one she was using for her drug courier business and all that, it was Gloria Okon, when actually her real name, it's possible that her real name was Chinyere.
Anybody can choose to bear whatever name he or she wants to. And when she gets to a place where she's going to live a new life, she comes back with another name.
Charles Chandler, who was from the Tiv tribe in Benue State, married Chinyere, who he thinks is from Imo State. Ibrahim Babangida married Mariam from Asaba, and Maham Vasta married Princess Atta. So Chinyere became a widow and resorted to trading between UK and Nigeria. And then she was caught with drugs. Maham Vasta was the person who put Chinyere on the next available flight from Kano to London, and then claimed that she was dead by parading a dead woman picked out of the mortuary. DELE GIWA, a well-detailed Nigerian journalist and co-founder of Newswatch, later found that she was in London having delivered a baby by another man. He sent a French photographer to the place and saw Mariam Babangida at the event. Kayode Soyinka brought back the photographs. DELE GIWA was sitting across the table from Kayode, examining the photos taken of Gloria Okon. That is Chinyere, Charles Chandler's wife, at the naming ceremony in London. Mariam Babangida was there. And then a later parcel was delivered to him, and he said, excitingly, "This must be from Mr. President."
This must be a message from Mr. President. What message was that? What discussion was he having with Mr. President before then? Nobody knows. And you know, in a country like Nigeria, there is no investigation. There's no investigation. You don't investigate, no investigation. If it's in a place like America, FBI will come in, CIA will come in, they will unravel the whole story. But in Nigeria, there is no investigation.
DELE GIWA was, God rest his soul, was a powerful journalist. And there were speculations that DELE GIWA was running an expose on what transpired between Gloria Okon, her arrest, her contacts with people in power, very serious people in power. Letter bomb was just new in Nigeria. It had never been done in Nigeria, and I don't think it has been done again. That was the only time, first and only time, and that was the only spectacular way to silence any discordant tune as against the powers that be.
The life outside Nigeria is an entirely different life, okay? They are found in a party, a celebration. Of course, if our supposed husband was late, she'll definitely be married to another person. If she wants to have babies, she would have. And if that's the case, she already has a baby. And they have to celebrate the baby. Don't forget, she was in the cartel. She was strong. She had a strong goal. So even if she's out of the cartel, if she's now living another life, she's still strong, a person. So she will command people, strong people around her.
Referring to the discussion he had with Ibrahim Babangida days earlier, the bomb exploded and severed his lower abdomen. He died a few hours later.
So up to today, nobody can definitely say this is what killed DELE GIWA or who killed DELE GIWA. Even the letter bomb, nobody knows who gave him a letter bomb. But if it's in advanced countries, you know who gave him a letter bomb. Forensic investigation will show who delivered that letter to him.
How is this story the truth? Is this story strong enough to take the life of DELE GIWA? Was DELE GIWA a threat to the government? Kayode Soyinka brought the pictures to DELE GIWA, and DELE GIWA received the letter parcel on the same day. What a coincidence. Till today, the mysterious case of GLORIA OKON has not been solved, and no one seems to be interested in reopening the closed case. Only fear you see, hear, and smell when they hear this question: will GLORIA OKON's case ever be reopened?
The late Gani Fawemi fought till the very end to unravel the mystery surrounding the death of DELE GIWA, but he could not reach a closure because the state apparatus did not give him the chance to get to the end of the story.
I don't even know what happened. I don't know what transpired. All we know that DELE GIWA received a letter bomb and that exploded. A letter that exploded. And it was the first of its kind in Nigeria.
This is the man that says, I have facts to suggest that Gloria Okon is actually not who she is. This is what she really is. These are the people she is doing business with. This is what is happening in Nigeria. And boom, Gloria Okon dies. Boom, DELE GIWA passes on. The story dies till tomorrow.
Closure is when you say this person killed this person as a result of this, and you have circumstantial evidence, proving evidence that this person killed this person or this person died because of this. But in the case of DELE GIWA, it is a matter of not arriving at a definite conclusion. Up to today, I can't say this is, you can't put your finger on it.
It is time to say no to injustice. It is time to ask questions. Why? When? Who? Where? And how? It is time to reopen all closed cases.